All right, today the wife is at a softball tournament along with another kid, two kids actually, and the youngest is doing a Fortnite live event thing. So we've got some available time to get a project done here around the house. Today's project is moving a spoil pile to a different location here on our property. Let's get this going. Hi, River. Hi, River. Hey, River girl's out on her run because she wants to enjoy the sunshine today. All right, let's get this going. All right, so the first order of business is buying some gold. I know this isn't as bad as some states and areas of the country. However, $5.70 diesel fuel is it's bad enough that we don't like it. Let's see how much it takes here to fill up the tractor. Again, this is for the tractor. This isn't for the big red, or yeah, big red, that's what we call it. Little red, we call it little red. This isn't for little red. This is for the old Massey 1643. Oh look, 3 gallons and we're already up 17 bucks. Yay. I'm so excited. Still don't have one tank full and we're already on $27. These tanks hold basically 6 gallons. I probably overfill them, but you know, it's what we all like to do. Make the trip as least amount as possible because it's expensive just to drive up here and get fuel. All right, so that one's pretty darn full. We're gonna stop it at 5.5 gallons, which is $31.73. Isn't that fun? Can number 2. And yes, I could get a little bit less cost fuel by getting off-road. However, by the time you factor in driving basically 30 miles to get off-road, it kind of offsets the cost savings when I can purchase on-road basically 1.5 miles from the house. Oh, I hate stopping on an amount that isn't an even dollar amount. However, that sucker's pretty full. Let's see what the damage is. You guys could probably do the math, but we got $11 worth of fuel. Look at that. Look how cheap that is. $62.76 just to fill up my tractor. That's getting a little crazy, isn't it, people? All right, it is not that we need it. However, we're going to hook up the finish mower because after we get done moving the pile, as long as we have enough time, we're going to mow the yard. That is not the yard. That's just a short little quick update for you guys on pond demo, levee demo, whatever you want to call it. We're going to get the finish mower hooked up so we've got counterweights and we get this bucket full of dirt. Again, we don't need it, but it just helps. I'm going to cross these humps and bumps around here. So let's get the tractor fired up. As always, best part about hooking a 3-point attachment up is backing into it and getting close enough. As you can see, we're not quite there yet. Let's see if that gets us. Luckily, we got this handy dandy adjustment on this Massey to where we can slide this arm back a couple of inches. That gets us just close enough. Sometimes that adjustment hangs up a little bit because I probably don't keep enough lubrication on it. Oh! Still an inch away. Put our anti-sway bar pin back in. Hook up our PTO. Hook up our center link. We'll be ready to go move some dirt. Oh, close. There we go. Now we're cooking with peanut oil. Time to put in the liquid gold. Make it go faster hole, that's all I can call it. Still doesn't go fast enough. I think I need a bigger go faster hole. I'm sure you guys know that already. Alright, well this is just about the worst type of dirt to pick up with a tractor. It's got a lot of clay in it, it's really tight. But the tractor is what we have, and a tractor is what we're going to use. So let's get to scooping some dirt, and I'll show you guys what we're going to do with it. All right, so we have this access road. You can see the house up there. The road runs along the side of what was supposed to be the lake, as you all well know. Look, I didn't get a full bucket, darn it. Anyway, you can see I'm standing here basically holding the camera horizontal, and you can see the tractor's leaning real bad. And this access road actually goes up into our cliff access to where the kids have a lot of fun, and I actually store some implements back here. The main reason I store implements back here is because, well, it's perfectly dry. It is perfectly dry. So I don't have to necessarily have a barn to keep my implements in, because I have a great big rock structure back here that has an overhang. And I can keep my 2-row planter that you guys have seen on the channel before, and my sprayer that you have seen on the channel before, back here in the dry, out of the way. And the kids can still get beside it to go have fun in all the rock structures and all that. But I want to bring that access road up to this level right here where I'm standing. So what not better to do with a pile of spoils than level out a road? Let's do it. Well, slowly but surely we're getting there. It's a long trip. It's about 300 yards where a dirt pile is to where we're at, so maybe a little more. But as you can see, we're starting to kind of level out. I don't have a laboratory roller, so we just use the tractor to pack it down, and then we'll take the bucket and we'll slick it off by back dragging it or coming in there and just lightly scraping the surface, because you can tell where the tires are hitting soft spot in the dirt. But we're still a little high here, but we need to bring that up and this up more because of these rocks that are sticking out of the ground right here. I'm making the general assumption that they are a part of all that. So I'm not going to try to take them out. I'm just going to try to build up to that level and then carry it across, and it'll get pretty thin right in here. But let's get some more dirt. Buried you guys there. Looks like you fell off the bottom of the tractor, but we were making some really good headway. Come back here on the lower end of the slope. You guys can see there, we built it up probably close to 3 feet down here on this corner, tapering up to about a foot up there, and we're starting to kick it back this way, which is what I want, because I don't want this hillside to keep rolling off. There's actually a waterfall, a small one, that comes off the rocks right there, so I want to be able to just slow that water down a little bit, and ultimately if I need to put a pipe in here, I will. But right now the main thing is get this road, you can still see how the tractor's leaning there, get that road all leveled up to where we can get in here and get our implements a little bit easier. Let's keep going. 2, we don't have much of a spoil pile left. So I'm wanting all of that over in here to kind of contour and keep that same pitch that we have in the front yard now and carry all the way over to where the garden is. So we're going to take out a little bit more of this high spot right here where you can see I've taken some out. We might leave this little bit here and kind of push it back across that what seems to be a low spot, but once we get that dirt pile out of there, we'll find out. So let's knock this sucker out. forgot to tell everybody that you were here helping me. You're my camera girl today, aren't you? Mm-hmm. Not only is she our camera girl, but it's a Sunday, and when we're working on a Sunday, we like to teach at the same time, right? So what are you doing on each of the return trips and then the trip back with a full bucket? What are you doing?
Driving.
Learning how to drive a tractor, aren't you? I'm still running the pedals right now because she's not 100% comfortable with doing all that, but you ready? Mm-hmm. Let's go. What else you learned how to do?
Do the bucket.
Operate the front end loader is what that's called.
Oh.
So remember, this is down, this is up, this is curl in, this is tip out. Okay? And what line are we watching? That line right at the very top of the bucket. We want it to be the same level, meaning angle, as the ground. Just a slight bit down is when we start cutting, right? So right now your bucket's pretty close, isn't it? All right, here we go. See how good you do.
You gotta help.
Everybody's watching, Raylan.
You gotta help me.
Go down. Down, 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 down. All right, hold it right there. Pull up, pull up. Oh, better push clutch in. Pull up. Tip back, tip back, tip. Oh, about killed it. Tip back. Let's see how you did. Pick it up so they can see it. Look at that.
That's too much. It's gonna tip the tractor.
It's not gonna tip the tractor, sweetie.
You just told me that it would.
Right there. Good job. That's a pretty good bucket full for your first time. What do you think?
Buckets fell out.
Now I did tell you, if you have the bucket way up here like a crazy person, it can make the tractor tip over. So when we're driving and we want to be careful, we get the bucket down here close to the ground and we tip it all the way back.
I want this thing to have a more.
See, when I tell you something, you actually listen. I'm pretty proud of her on that one. How about you guys?
I kind of.
are to the point that I consider we're putting the finishing touches on the road we built. With the type of material we're working with and the piece of equipment that we're working with, we're not going to get it the flattest. It did dry out quite a bit, but it's got quite a bit to go. Whenever I have a bucket load on here, I end up creating a really big low spot. So we're just going to track back and forth on it. Well, I shouldn't say track because they're tires, but we're going to drive back and forth on it. And I know that brings the moisture to the top, which is fine. I'm just trying to establish this, and then once it is dry, I'll come back in and scrape it off. We're a little bit short right here on this edge to be able to roll it in to where the steepness starts. You guys can see it's still an angle, but it almost flattens off a little bit right in there. And long term, we're going to want to be able to mow all the way up into here and up this hillside, and then we'll keep our road as either a sandstone road or we'll put gravel on it one of these years. But realistically, it's an access point to the cliffs, which you guys saw originally. I don't use those implements every day, so it's not something that I have to get frequently. However, this is a good storage spot for us. You can see we've got some cedar posts there and some bunch of cedar posts here for a future project. But it's coming together. It's a heck of a lot better than it was. I don't feel like I'm going to roll off of this edge anymore. We're nice and flat all the way through here. As stated earlier in the video, we're going to have to see what this waterfall does that comes off here and actually dumps right there. You guys can see the water standing. We'll have to see what it does to the road. We don't have nearly the amount of dirt needed to get any of this any further, so we're just going to have to rely on that tree to hold our dirt here for now. But we are going to take our transition and run it in probably both ways, and then we're going to call this complete. What do you think? Does it look better? Better than what it did? Feel comfortable driving back here now? All right, well, you take the camera and I'm going to drive back and forth on the road. Don't let me hit you. Glad that broke. So this is the bar that keeps both sides from getting out of time. So that right there must have broke earlier and we didn't recognize it, and that allowed it to get out of time. So now let's get the bucket back on there and we'll be fine. I think I got her apart. See if we can get her back together. Like that, we're back in business.
sitting right.
Well, we got her rolled in with the tires the best we could. You guys can see there we've got a few high and low spots, but again, we're dealing with some pretty wet, tacky clay. So at this point, I can't even take the bucket and back drag it and do anything with those tips because it just smears and sticks to the bucket. So, yep, that's clay. We got the hillside tracked in pretty good. We got one high spot there, but once all this dries, I'll be able to come in here and disc across it and then get it planted. This here, I'm not worried about discing it, but once it dries, we'll be able to take them high spots off there with the grader blade or the box grader. This is, in my opinion, since I'm the one who have used this road the most, 100% better than where we were before I started yesterday. So what we tell everybody.
I have no clue.
All right, thanks for watching. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Please like, comment, and subscribe.